What's up, members of the barrio? It's John coming to you from Hoboken, New Jersey, and we are so close to Manhattan, I feel like I can just reach out and touch it. In today's video, we're gonna discuss this phenomenon of a lot of people leaving Manhattan and moving to New Jersey, why they're doing it, and we're gonna have a real estate expert and fellow YouTuber on to talk all about this. You don't wanna miss it. Mike, why are people coming to Hoboken right now, leaving Manhattan?
Yeah, ton of reasons, John. Some that you're going to suspect and some that are going to surprise you. Let's go see some places and we'll get into them, all right?
Let's do it.
A lot of reasons people move here. You have this beautiful view. You're not going to get that anywhere else. Then you also have the proximity to that view, to the city. So you have a path ride, 7 minutes from Hoboken to the West Village, 12-minute ferry ride from Hoboken to Midtown Manhattan, and a quick bus ride in. There are also some really nice apartments here. We're going to go take a tour on one of those right now.
You know, this is the main drag of Hoboken. This is the Hoboken that I knew growing up in Jersey. You come out, you go out here, this is where the bars are, this is where the restaurants are. I think this is the area that would draw the New Yorkers in the most, no?
Yeah, I think so. I think all along Washington, you're gonna have bars and restaurants all with a bit of a different vibe, right? And that's the thing. So this bar has a bit of a outdoor sports kind of feel to it. Others are a little more relaxed, maybe more cocktailish kind of vibe, but either way, there's a little something for everyone when it comes to the bars. The fact that you can get 500 square feet, be on a beautiful block, 2 blocks off of the main drag, where you have all the bars and the restaurants, and you're a 6-minute walk from the PATH station.
Yeah.
Birds chirping, buses aren't flying by, cabs aren't flying by. Look at this, you feel like you're halfway in between urban and suburban.
Well, I have to say that as someone that moved to Brooklyn, this does remind me of Brooklyn Heights a little bit, reminds me of Park Slope a little bit. In fact, I'm starting to see more strollers and people at this point.
That's
so
right.
I'm sure the families are drawn to this. My personal thing is that I love Hoboken. I never wanted to move here because I grew up in Jersey, and I have the opposite view of some people where I want something different. I wanted to meet people that maybe aren't all from New Jersey. I know it's not everyone from Jersey here, but I wanted to have experiences with people from all over the world.
It's a lot of people who are from North Jersey. You don't have people coming from other states, let alone other countries, right? Of course you do. It's just a lot more rare than in the city.
But one thing you'll get is beautiful brownstones like this, and I don't normally venture out past Washington or past the pier when I come to Hoboken, but I have to say that this street is pretty appealing, especially if you're leaving Manhattan. I could see what the draw would be.
That's why you move here. A lot of people use the word quaint to describe Hoboken, all right? So it's, I have a car, my family lives in New Jersey, I want more space, I want to pay less in rent, and it's quaint. It has a neighborhood feel. I can go to the bar on the corner right there and run into my friends.
An entry-level apartment in Hoboken, just $1,600. I'm even curious what you can get for this kind of money here.
So the first thing you're going to notice when you're walking up, it's not exactly the widest stairwell in the world. So it makes for a bit of a difficult move. But remember guys, it's $1,600 a month, so that's what you're going to get. But we're in downtown Hoboken, and this is what you get. These buildings were built ages ago, and they were single-family homes.
So we've got the kitchen here to start. So you walk right in and you can start cooking. I mean, it's old, I will say that. This is not renovated. I think you've got some space to cook. I've definitely seen worse.
Guys, for 1,600 bucks, this is a steal. You have to remember where in town you are. So you're right near the path. And you do have a good sized kitchen, right? It's not a little galley kitchen.
Who is coming here at this point? $1,600. I'm thinking someone that just graduated college, someone that maybe lived with 2 roommates in Manhattan and now wants their own place and a little more space. Would that be accurate?
That's exactly it. This is going to be your apartment for someone who probably had a roommate, wants out, they need a little more space, and 500 square feet is spacious for them.
You call this a studio here. To me, this is more like a 1-bedroom by Manhattan standards, because in Manhattan, we go through here and the little kitchenette is here in most studios I've seen. So I'm already impressed by the space you're getting. And then even as we go to the window, I mean, it's like I'm in Brooklyn right now looking at brownstones. Now you're a block away from the action. I have to say that if Hoboken was appealing to you, as a starter apartment, I am really impressed with what I've seen so far here.
Beautiful fireplace mantle, little storage. And I mean, the location is great. These trees are gonna bloom. This is a beautiful block.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love downtown Hoboken.
Is this supposed to be your desk area? Like they've decided for you, you are going to be working here. You have no choice in the matter. This is your desk.
John, I think during COVID, that's your office right there.
This is your office, this is your bed.
I think pre-COVID, that may have been something else.
For $1,600 in a prime location in Manhattan, this apartment would last 1 hour. Like 1 hour, it would be gone immediately at this price. But speaking of price, we've seen $1,000 price drops in Manhattan. We're not seeing $1,000 drops in Hoboken. We're seeing some much smaller drops, right?
Yeah, we saw about 15% drops last summer and over the fall. Right now, maybe roughly around 10% or so.
Not bad, actually, not bad at all. Clearly you need a curtain here. You need some sort of curtain, but
Depends who you are.
I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments, walk-in shower or bathtub? What do you prefer? I like the walk-in showers. I would like a little more space, but okay, all right, never mind. I probably couldn't live here. I'd break that thing. Do you feel like people could call this, I don't know, the Sixth Borough of New York City? I mean, if you think about it, we are as close to Manhattan as Queens and Brooklyn are from here.
I mean, I don't understand why you would live in certain, and this is just me.
Okay.
But I don't understand why you would live in certain areas of Brooklyn if the goal is to be close to Manhattan. If the goal is to live in that neighborhood, absolutely 100%.
Yeah.
If the goal is I work in the city, I want a quick commute to the city, and little teaser, maybe I want something that's a little quiet and I can keep my car there on the street.
Yeah.
It's a great place.
Well, as somebody that grew up in North Jersey and had the option of living in Hoboken, I will tell you that I chose Brooklyn because I love Brooklyn. But I think if you're gonna live somewhere that's not in Manhattan, in the heart of everything, you've gotta like where you are. And that's a really personal decision. And there's lots of good things about both Hoboken and Brooklyn and Queens and anywhere else outside of the big bad city.
A lot of people have told me they come here because they didn't want to have a car in the city. The parking's a hassle, the garages are expensive. They come here, they have a car. They can shoot down, see their family quickly. They can head out to the shore, be at the shore in an hour.
Well, Jersey Shore traffic in the summer, always fun.
All right, hour and a half.
There we go. We just showed everybody what an entry-level unit in Hoboken is like. Now we're gonna show them what luxury is like in Hoboken if you've got some extra money to spend.
Yeah, we're gonna go here and see a unit at 1500 Hudson Street, luxury building. It's the Hudson Tea Building, the old Lipton Tea Factory. Eli Manning used to live here. Governor John Corzine used to live here. Beautiful view of the city as we're gonna see in a second. And a 2-minute walk to the ferry. You'll be in Midtown in 15 minutes.
Guys, I really want to see this view. That's what sold me on checking this apartment out for you. I want to see what this view's like. Let's go.
Let's go see it.
All right, let's see what's behind door number 2 here. You weren't kidding about the views in here, that's for sure. I mean, it just kind of hits you right in the face as soon as you walk into the apartment. I don't know what I would say it's worth to wake up to the Empire State Building, but this could be a dream for some people to have this every day. This is pretty extraordinary. I can even see the vessel from here.
$4,750 for a 2-bed, 2-bath, 14-foot lofted ceilings. Beautiful view of the Empire State Building. Every morning, every night, you have the jogging path right down below, so you hop out of bed.
So if you can afford $4,750, if you can afford luxury, this is what you're gonna get. And this room here is bigger than a lot of apartments that I have toured in Manhattan before. I will say that. You are getting tons of space.
You had one video about a 70-square-foot apartment.
So how many of those would fit in this room? I don't know.
I mean, you're getting 2.5.
2.5 of those tiny dungeon apartments in the East Village in here.
Yeah, so John, check this out. You have this apartment. Not only is it on the water, but it's under construction, as you can see. It's gonna be brand new when this is done in about a week. So you're gonna have white oak, wide plank flooring, nice new countertops, totally repainted, a luxury apartment here in Uptown Hoboken with that luxury view.
What do you think an apartment like this would cost in Manhattan?
Depending on where in Manhattan, $8,000, $9,000, but how are you going to price that view when you're living there?
That's the issue that I always joke with people about. I always say the Manhattan apartments turn in towards the city, and all of the Hoboken and Jersey City apartments are looking right at that view. Who is the type of person or types of people that would rent an apartment like this in Hoboken?
Yeah, I think a 2-bed, 2-bath in uptown Hoboken, you're going to have a professional who works in the city and wants the ease of the commute, right? Because you have the bus outside the door and the ferry and a shuttle to the path, and they can use one room to sleep in, the other as an office. Or you're going to have that couple that maybe has a young child, and they'll be up here. It's a great family-friendly atmosphere. You have the waterfront promenade right there.
Yeah.
So usually it's one of those two.
Each of the bedrooms are 300 square feet. I mean, my first apartment in Manhattan was about 350 square feet, and we had 2 people living in it. So clearly, if you want space, Hoboken is an option. Something that's definitely a draw to Hoboken, we've discussed, is parking. What's the parking situation like in a luxury building like this?
Yeah, so in the buildings in uptown Hoboken, you have a variety of different options depending on the building. Now this building in particular, it depends what that specific unit owner has. You either have a deeded spot or you rent 1 block away, and they typically go for $250 to $310.
Okay.
A lot of the other buildings, there's parking included in the building, so depends. But safe to say, parking's not a problem up here as long as you can afford $200, $300 a month. This is it. The first time I came to Hoboken 20 years ago, I popped out of the PATH station and everyone was partying at these bars. I thought I died and went to heaven. I was a 22-year-old post-college kid.
Okay.
And everyone's partying. It was the best thing I could have ever seen. Now we're gonna go here and have, come on guys, that. So the apartments were great, phenomenal. Hoboken's quaint, you can get parking, it's less expensive. That's why it's #1 to me.
This is why everyone's leaving Manhattan for Hoboken, dollar beers. I don't know, just my theory maybe. Ben, what are your thoughts? You leaving Queens for Hoboken?
The reserve, but you don't have a technical line.
Wait, why would you put me on the spot like that?
There is an argument that we need your guys' help with. Mike thinks that I'm being a little bit snobby by calling New Jersey, Jersey.
Yep, 100%. I think what happens is people like you, people like my cousin, move out of New Jersey, into Manhattan, right? And all of a sudden they completely drop the new part of it and it just becomes Jersey. Yet they're living in York, which has the new in front of it. And somehow that's okay. And look, I'm totally cool with this being Jersey and that being York, but let's just be equals here and have the new on both. Okay. I'm cool with that.
If you're from the Garden State and you moved away, do you call it New Jersey or are you from Jersey? Tell us in the comments, we want to know. Guys, make sure to subscribe to Mike's channel if you're interested in moving to or within New Jersey, and check out my Hoboken guide. I shot it last year. It's really useful. Thank you so much for watching. As always, until next time.